Hey everyone, how are you today? It is Thankful Thursday for those of you watching today live. I am so excited to be in here. I've been diving in, and you guys know I have been learning a lot about Instagram and how to build our business over there. It's a whole different beast. I am really good at Facebook and I'm okay at Instagram, but I wanted to get better and better, right? I always wanted to improve myself. So I wanted to share with you guys some ideas that I've been implementing that I learned from a guy named Danny Clark and his wife, Liz Clark. They're over in the UK. And she is an influencer on Instagram. And so I've been just kind of watching their stuff, and I loved, some of the content they were doing. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I could so turn this into exactly what we've always used for our Facebook, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 5 reach outs, for message, all those things. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm like, oh my gosh, we can do this in Instagram, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So I wanted to make sure that we also did the drawing for the 100 free credits. So I went back through everybody who emailed it in, and I know there was a few that just sent the screenshots right there on the post. So I made sure I grabbed those. So let's do that first as you guys are popping on. So the first thing we're going to do is a live drawing for the $100 in free credits. So you guys all were able to purchase $100 in credits for $75 the other day for 2 days, right? And so what I did is, as a team, anybody who purchased that would get one entry per $100 in credits that they purchased. So if you purchased $600 in credits, you got 6 entries. If you purchased one, you got 1 entry. So the more you purchase, the more the more odds you have at winning. And I am offering, what I'm giving the winner is $100 in credits direct to their account. So if you only ordered $100 in credits and you win, you're going to get another from me. So that's $200 in credits, which is super awesome. So, all right, guys, here we go. Are you ready? You guys can see this. Can you see? Joanne Delgado. Can you see that? It's kind of like, there we go. $100 is going to go right in your account. So I will send that over to you. Congratulations. All right. So let's get started. And you guys can share this. If you're a 200K and you have another team page, please click that share button, share it into your team page. That way we get those that are over there. And remember, anybody, if you share this, they must be in this group to be able to see it. So you can share it over to your group, but those individuals need to be in this group to be able to view it in your group. I hope that makes sense. So always make sure anytime you're bringing on a new promoter and you're adding them to the groups, this is one that you want them to be in, so they get all the resources and they can see all that stuff. So yes, congratulations, Joanne. All right, so with that, let's get started on this topic. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 for Instagram, to build your business, to increase your following and your influence on Instagram platform. So how many of you are newbies to Instagram? You're kind of lost. You're not sure what to post. You're not sure how to make it look pretty like other people do. You're not sure what to even do over there. I mean, you guys, just a few months ago, that was me. I started to dive into Instagram about 6 months ago. So I'm kind of still a newbie, but when I want to learn something, I kind of go on a fast track, right? I'm the fast track to learner. And so I want to make sure that I understand a platform when I start to use it so I can benefit right away from it. So with that, let's get started. So how many of you guys have been using the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 for just our Thrive business? And most of those have been definitely for more of the Facebook platform, right? So you can use it anywhere, but that's more of a Facebook. We kind of designed it for Facebook. And sometimes when you learn something, you're like, oh, that's only for Facebook. But what if I said that I tweaked it a little bit to fit the algorithm and the success you deserve on Instagram? We do the same platform. as far as 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, keeping it super simple, like, okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, here we go. So here is what I want you guys to focus on. So five new prospects to follow. Now, how do you define a prospect on Instagram? Well, number one, do they provide value, right? So are they somebody you want to serve, that you want to be part of their journey? You have something that they could benefit from. That's a prospect. So, for instance, we're in the health and wellness industry. So with health and wellness, we're talking a realm of things, right? From better sleep to cravings be gone to, help with weight management to working out at a, higher level, muscle recovery. We're talking about gut health. We're talking about inflammation support, metabolism support, all those things, guys. What we have, and now skincare. So what we have our hands on, there is so many prospects in the world of Facebook and especially Instagram that is just waiting for you to connect. Now, not waiting for you to connect and spam them. No, they won't ever talk to you. They won't follow you. They won't see your stuff. But waiting for you to connect with them and serve them. So Instagram is an engagement platform, right? It is more about visual and then engagement. So it's not a story. There are a lot of long content, but it's more about the image, right? It's a visual platform. It started as a photographer platform. Photographers started this so they could share their images. So it is an image visual based platform with how can you serve this person? That equals a prospect. So for me, when I'm looking at adding 5 people to my list every single day, and 5 is the minimum, you guys, this just makes it simple for memorizing 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. When I'm adding 5 people to my prospect list each day, I'm also not only thinking, who can I reach out to in a sense of a new prospect that I started, oh my gosh, I searched a hashtag and I really like this stuff. Like search a hashtag of gut health, search a hashtag of immune support, a stay-at-home mom or a working mom, or you can search all kinds of hashtags. It's the simplest way to find prospects because you're going to search a hashtag that you want to connect with. Somebody that has hashtag that, they have used that hashtag, which means it's part of their post, it's part of their problem, and they're looking for a solution, or they may be like-minded and they are researching gut health and they're learning about gut health and they want to know about gut health. And we have a product that's incredible for gut health, you guys. So that's also a prospect. So you can search hashtags to find those people. And I don't just say follow 5 people, make it 5 quality people that you truly do want to build a relationship with online. That is who you're looking for. And that's why I like to use 5, because I only want to focus on 5 people a day. If I focused on 50, nobody would get the servant, the servants that I can give them. I'm not going to comment on 50 people's posts in a day, but I can mark off time to reach out, follow 5 different people, comment on something that I can give value to, and start working those relationships. Does that make sense? So 5 reach outs to add as followers. So you're looking for 5 prospects on Instagram. You can search hashtags. You can also, people who have liked or commented on your post, but you're not following them, that also counts. I can find a lot of those in my posts. So follow, unfollow, follow the engagers, and search the hashtags. I have notes down here so I don't miss anything. So if I look down, that's what I'm doing. So 5 new prospects to follow per day. 4. This one is different, you guys. So 4 is 4 influencers posts that you engage with. So how do you determine who an influencer is? An influencer that relates to your brand, your product you want to focus on, your opportunity you want to focus on, right? Or Maybe you're focusing on the Thrive experience nutritionally. That's going to look different as an influencer versus a Thrive skin influencer that I would be, putting value down on their post. So know your target, know your goal. Is it health and wellness or is it skin health? Because they're completely different. Okay. So 4 influencers, pick 4 of them each day to provide value on their posts. And I'm going to talk about why this is so important. So what I like to do is I identified 30 influencers. So I have a list of 30 influencers that I focus on. Now, I don't focus on each of them every day, but it's just easy for me to grab the list and go, oh, let me go see what this person's posted in a while and let me provide some value. So I pick 4 of them per day to comment on their post. So identify 30 influencers in your niche, in your target market. If it's health and wellness, awesome. Then you're looking for fitness, you're looking for nutrition, you're looking for anyone in the health and wellness industry that have 10,000 or more followers, right? In a sense. So we're going to talk about how to determine an influencer. There's local influencers, meaning in your area. And those influencers may not have a lot of Instagram followers, but they have influence in the community. So that still counts. So a local influencer might be your local yoga instructor, your local personal trainer, your local gym, whatever that is, whatever that looks like for you, whether it's your local spa, if you're going into the Thrive Skin and that's more your niche. You see what I'm saying? So local doesn't matter if they have less than 10,000 followers or more than 10,000 followers. Typically, they're going to be less. But pick out, 5 to 10 local influencers that you're going to engage with. Then also, when you look at like mid-range, this would be like national. So this would be people within the nation that are influencers in that same niche. So they may have 100,000 followers or more. You never know, right? Or they may have 30,000 followers. So anywhere from 10,000 to about 100,000 followers is like a mid-range national influencer. And those are going to have a lot more comments and people to engage with on their posts versus the local one. But remember, the local influencer can be so impactful because it's in your backyard. And you can see them somewhere or chat with them or invite them to an event, right? Those people, that's power. That's bringing the circle closer. National is taking the circle out further, but still very, very impactful and powerful to engage and provide value in those posts in the comments. And then the third one I always look at, so I think of local, I think about national, and then I think about international. These are like celebrity influencers. This is where they're going to have like 10,000 comments. It'd be like a Rachel Hollis, right? That's an international influencer in women, right? And motivation for women. And so know where you're going, write down 30 of them that you can focus on and pick 4 per day to add value to. Now, a little trick that I started using is in a calendar month, I'll pick 10 of those 30 and I focus on those 10. So every other day I'm switching up what 4 I'm focused on. And so I'm getting seen by more eyes more consistently, which is increasing my following and my engagement on my Instagram at a higher rate than if I picked 1 each day and kind of went through 30. So they wouldn't see my name or my face that much. Does that make sense? So 5, let's go back. So 5 is follows. 5 new follows for prospects per day, 4 influencers that you're going to engage on their post, providing value. So don't just say, oh my gosh, this is so good. Oh my gosh, that's awesome. Hi, hello, this is great. Cool picture. Where are you at? Because that's not value. Value is read the content and give a little bit of input or ask a more in-depth question to engage, right? So your picture and your value showing up. And also what I like to do is when people are asking questions and there's kind of a conversation going on, I'll go in and go, oh my gosh, that's such a great question. This is what I've experienced. So I give my personal experience on some of those. And guess what? Those people in that little tiny thread of back and forth are going to all come over to my page and follow me because I gave some advice. I gave some experience. And they're going to go, oh, let's go see who she is. So they immediately go stalk you and they hit that follow button. And then you can see who's followed you for the day. So that works. 4 works incredibly well. There's some days I'll have mammoth amount of follows because of how I engaged some value underneath an influencer's post. So always do that. Okay, so 5, 4, 3. 3 is DMs to your prospects. All right, do we have sound? Someone's saying we don't have sound, but some people say I have sound. So please tell me if I have sound. I think I have sound. I checked it. I want to make sure before I go forward. Sorry, guys. Let's see here. Do we have sound? Somebody tell me if we have sound. Yes, we have sound. Okay, cool. Okay, so 3 is your DMs to your prospects. So in Instagram, your DM is direct message. Facebook is Facebook message, right? It's just the terminology. It means the same thing. One thing to note with Instagram is not all the time is people really good at responding to DMs or even seeing their DMs. So when you send out DMs, don't be married to the outcome because the chances of them actually seeing the DM is very low, let alone the chances of them responding. But I get higher response rate when I have back and forth with somebody on an influencer's post where I'm providing that value. I'm like, hey, I'm going to send you a DM. Let's take this over to a DM. They're going to go check their DM and start that conversation. So don't be married to the outcome of the DMs, but still do them because Instagram is actually wanting people to communicate and engage in the direct message aspect of the app, but not many are yet. So get ahead of the game, even if there is no response. Do not spam in the direct messages. Spamming is like, you might as well just stop. They're not going to follow you. Instagram is a visual engagement platform, not a spamming and selling platform. But when you engage and provide value, build a relationship quickly, they want what you have. So it is a way to market, a very fast way to market. It's just not going to work if you send them a, hey, I got a promo today, check it out. It's not going to work. I'm just going to be flat out honest with you guys. It's not going to work. So 3 is DMs to send to prospects. Remember, we're following 5. So it's super simple to just pick 3 of those 5 and say, hey, oh my gosh, I love your content. Your grid looks incredible. And, you know, I was looking at some of your stuff. It looks like you're in this career. Is that right? Like, how did you get involved in this career? Guys, I am DMing and asking them to start a conversation with me. And I might ask them a question about a post they made. That is how I create those 3 DMs. 2 stories minimum a day. So you know how Instagram has your grid and then they have the stories. Well, you're going to want to post at least 2 stories a day. And I know if you're not used to stories, 2 seems like a lot, right? It's like, oh crap, I forgot to do a story today. Ugh. Stories versus grid. Let me explain this. So stories is like a sneak peek behind the scenes. It's like real life. It's what you're doing. Like I could do a story right now and or if I was on a Zoom, I might add that Zoom to the story because that's like a sneak peek to what I do in my day-to-day stuff. Out with the boys playing, my morning routine, my Thrive lifestyle mix, my capsules opening. That's a sneak peek into Natasha's world. So stories is like a sneak peek into your world. And so you want 2 of those a day because every 24 hours they expire. So you want to have at least 1 to 2 always in there. And so what these, gurus and Instagram are saying, 2 a day, about 10 hours apart, is going to continue to have something in your stories at all times. So in the morning, you could do your Thrive routine. I wouldn't do that every day, but you could do it 4 times a week, and it's like, oh, this is my routine. If you do gratitude in the morning, so maybe Monday you share your capsules, Tuesday you're sharing a little bit of your gratitude journal, Wednesday you're sharing your lifestyle mix, Thursday you're sharing about your, you're watching or listening to a podcast or watching a YouTube video. Friday you're showing the DFT because it's Flex Friday. So you could legit have a morning sequence, and then every week you do that. Obviously the background will change and things will change, but you could do that. And then 10 hours later, you're looking at afternoon family time or after work. So it's like lifestyle. So think about that. So mornings is like your morning miracle, your morning routine, and mix it up a little bit. And then evening is more lifestyle, family stuff. And, you could share work stuff. You could share, writing a book or writing this or doing that. Going to an event, if you're coming to the promoter training tonight, you could do that in your stories. And so 2 of those per day. Add hashtags to your stories because people search hashtags. So if it's a, motivation, or it's a Tony Robbins video that you're watching, or it's a Rachel Hollis video you're watching, or a book you're reading, always hashtag or mention the person that you are watching because here's the thing, guys, I use this all the time. I love to shop at Evereve. So anytime I have Evereve on, guess what? If I'm in the picture, I will do I will mention Evereve. Guess what? They're going to add it to their stories. And now I'm introduced to all their people that look at that story. So I am I'm using influencers in my hashtags or my mentions of my stories to increase my reach. So you can do the same thing. So for instance, like tonight at the promoter training, you take a picture with me or you take a picture with somebody else, mention them because they can add it to their story, which gives you more reach to other people. Now, obviously, if you're both brand promoters, it doesn't work that well. It's not the best solution or strategy, but I like to always mention. So you can mention, so like I got this shirt, these 2 shirts at Maurice's. I could take a picture and I could mention Maurice's, and they're going to share it because I'm like advertising for them. So they're going to share it to their story, which now I'm going to get exposed to all of their followers. Does that make sense? Like that is the power way of increasing your reach and your following. All right. So 2 stories a day, 10 hours a day, different things like that. So, all right. Also, if it's Lavelle stuff, don't put your website or anything like that on there. But if you have a picture of maybe it's a boomerang of you mixing up your lifestyle mix, also mention Lavelle Official. Guess what? Our social media team may highlight you in their stories, which means anybody who's checking out Lavelle and is not already a customer or promoter with anybody might go, man, I wonder who this is. Oh, I really like this chick, or I like this dude. He's got good quality content. I want to learn from him. I want to thrive with him or her. That's another huge way to increase your reach using Instagram stories. Okay, so last one. So let's go back through these real quick. 5 new prospects to follow, 4 influencers that you're going to engage on their posts and create value for others and themselves, 3 direct messages that you're going to send to prospects, so DMs, 2 stories to post every single day, about 10 hours apart or more. So if you're a story fanatic, then 2 isn't what you do 20. Stories are unlimited, but 2 minimum, okay? 2 minimum, morning, 10 hours later, lifestyle. And then the last one is piece of content to grid. So my hair is a hot mess, y'all. So we call the stories, obviously. And then what you see on Instagram is a grid. So let me show you mine real quick, just so you can get an idea. Hopefully this helps. So this is my grid. So you guys can kind of see that, right? So up above is like your profile, a little bit about you, but here's the grid. So this is more, it's content. So if I actually clicked on one of these, so like I click on this one, it's a great picture, good quality. And then down below, you can't really see that, but you see I have content, right? And so in this one, it depends on my hashtags. This is where you'll use hashtags that relate to your picture and your content. And so, all right, so here on this one, I had 1,561 people who liked it. That's a lot of prospects, right? There's going to be a lot of thrivers, but also I can sift through there. So all I do is I click on those liked and it loads it, okay? So all these people I'm already following, but all these blue ones, these are my blue people. I call them my blue people. I can follow. Look at all these people. This is all prospects I can follow from this one post. These are all prospects that I can DM off of one post because it's quality image and quality content with relevant hashtags for people who are interested in what I have to share. It's value driven. Okay. So one of these per day, one grid story content value per day. You don't need any more than that. One a day is all you need. And sometimes it's like, gosh, I totally forgot to post. So if you're like me and you like to plan ahead, then there's a couple different pieces of software that you can use, different apps. So this is your best stuff. So in the grid, I have some notes here. So the piece of content to grid is your best stuff. So you just had Memorial Weekend. You would post that best picture that you can create content, a couple paragraphs, like, maybe 10 sentences total with some hashtags that will direct people to come see your stuff, like Memorial Day. But your best content is like that best picture that you can just look at it and go, gosh, I see this, this, and this in it. And you can be creative and provide value. It's eye-catching. It's good quality. Our iPhones these days, I mean, you just got to do portrait mode and boom, you got the best quality. You don't even need a professional photographer because your phone is. So apps I use to plan these out, because some people like to do like the grids. For me, I do 5 pictures and then I do a quote and then 5 pictures and a quote. So I keep it pretty simple for myself. You can just Google or YouTube Instagram grids, and it will actually share with you how to do a certain look if you want to do that. So I know Jackie Vasquez, she does a lot of quotes in there. So her grid looks different than my grid. There's no right or wrong way to do this at all. But if you wanted to look eye-catching, grids are great. They're great. So YouTube those or Google them. I'm not going to cover that. But you can plan these things out so you can actually see what your grid's going to look like using Planoly. So it's called, let me just go here. Let me see here if I can put this on. I don't know. There we go. So I'm going to type it on here. Planoly or Buffer are the two that I like. Planoly or Buffer. So for Buffer, your Instagram must be a business page Instagram and a business Instagram. You can switch it over to business. It doesn't matter because Instagram really, I don't know, it's just certain apps won't work with Instagram, but you can change your Instagram over to business. That's not a big deal. That's a okay thing to do. Mine's a business, so I use Buffer, but a lot of people like Planoly. So Planoly is another thing. You can actually see what it's going to look like. You can create your content up to 60 days prior to. So literally you can use old pictures that are quality pictures that create a value-driven story and content and have it ready to go. Instagram is not a place where you need immediate, oh, this just happened 5 minutes ago, let me post about it. That's Facebook, y'all. Instagram can be planned out. Instagram is value-driven visual engagement content. So you do not have to do it in like, boom, right now. Literally a lot, if you look back at my pictures on my grid, a lot of those are throwbacks and I'm telling a story. I'm creating value-driven content. I am sharing a picture of somebody that, from 5 years ago that I was in a picture with, or my kids 5 years ago or 3 years ago. So it doesn't have to be right now stuff. It just has to be relevant, engaging, and fun, exciting, value-driven content. So with that, let's wrap this up. So 5 new prospects to follow on Instagram per day. 4 influencers posts that you're going to engage with per day. If you need the details of these things, go back and watch the replay. 3 DMs to send prospects, send to prospects, 3 DMs, 2 stories to post about 10 hours apart, morning, afternoon. Then you have 1 piece of content to grid. That's your 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 for Instagram. I guarantee you, if you do this consistently, you will succeed. You will see growth. You will see wins. You will see Instagram working for you, and you're going to get excited and have more fun using Instagram. That's where I am. It's so much fun. I absolutely love it. I have no idea who's here in my driveway, but the training is over, so I guess I can go see who this is. So with that, I hope this was helpful. Please drop any comments below, any questions you have. I'd love to answer them. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 for Instagram. Be on the lookout for a challenge coming up utilizing this. I wanted you guys to learn it before we throw the challenge out there. So be on the lookout for a team-wide challenge. And I'm super excited for you to be part of that and to grow your Instagram influence and build your business using Instagram. With that, have a great rest of your day.